This is called Silver Lake for anyone who's ever lived in a town in LA called Silver Lake. Dust in the dips between 5 freeways, between someone's injured dog fight. And someone means all who live here, all in cracked houses, who stroll past the lake with its evening lilies and hobos and fugitives and scribbling gangs. Mexican couples in the foot-pushing boats, whites in artistic boarding house channels of jazz fusion and left-wing decisions. Dislocated theaters with X or sex on the front, puddles of black or brown where the Burbank white and the powder blue and the Pasadena Jesus freaks would never venture to the chipped paint, and primitive cats. Cats with complicated relationships. The calico is the friend of the cat-in-law of the sexiest female within 5 blocks, and she is the best huntress, leaving her master a headless bird outside his room once in a while. Fear is not the issue, but eviction or car theft or, well, that's another matter. After all, this is not Redondo Beach, but a guy with a window sign just drove by. I love my wife. And everyone does get a free left turn at the signal, even if it is toward the city of industry.
Free left turn. Oh, great. That's really terrific.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we're going to take a little break now, have a public service announcement, and we'll be back for more Poetry Night Live, and Marcielle's partner, Bonita Bradley, will be joining us after the break.
Jones, Thompson, Mitchell, Hiller, Ortez, Beasley. Beasley? You're not supposed to be here until, oh, I see. You didn't keep check on your blood pressure. Beasley, I'm surprised. You were smart enough to know that high blood pressure could lead to a stroke or a heart attack?
High blood pressure can be controlled. See your doctor and follow his advice. The American Heart Association. We're fighting for your life.
Welcome back to Poetry Night Live, and now with Marcielle Brandler we have Bonita Bradley, who is a dancer and who works with Marcielle. This is a somewhat unusual form in that I guess there are not too many people working together in this particular combination of poetry and dance.
That's true.
Right.
So, well, first, Bonita.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and how you, how you got into dance?
Okay. I actually started dancing as a very little girl, and went through ballet, a lot of ballet training, and then went into modern dance and studied and worked with Bella Lewitsky in her company for several years.
It was New York?
No, this is Los Angeles. She's actually
okay.
a Los Angeles modern dance company who's internationally known. And then I I went back to UCLA and got a master's degree and taught for a year in Michigan, and had a couple of kids, and now I'm sort of back. I have actually never left, but I'm finding new ways to approach dance and put dance into the culture.
Yeah. What was your master's degree in?
Choreography.
And you're living in Tujunga now?
Yes, I'm living in Tujunga.
Okay, and you have a studio here, or you share a studio?
Yes, I'm renting a studio in Tujunga, yeah.
Great.
I actually have started a dance school called Dance Arts.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
it'd be interesting to find out more about that.
Okay.
But how did you two get together and start doing this poetry and dance?
Well, I was doing a show at the Wallenboyd Theater, and we were also working on the LA Arts Festival, but it was the fringe section of the Arts Festival. And I had someone working with me who I sort of knew she was going to flake out. She had a reputation. And so I was prepared, and then she did. And it was a week or two before the night of the performance.
Right, so I sort of jumped in and we said, okay, let's do it. So we did a show together, and then that worked really well, and so we went on to explore some more things. And so what we're going to show tonight is what we have explored in the area of combining poetry and dance.
Great. Well, we're looking forward to it, so let's get on to poetry and dance on Poetry Night Live.
Have you ever cried so loud you couldn't hear people calling, and your heart was trapped in flames, bigger than every room? Like a horse in a burning stable, the scald in your eyes, screaming to blind, ignorant of hands which were scorched to pull you out. Consumed, the weak mass of your heart ached for a secret to crouch in. Like a skinned stallion, you fled. Woman gazing from window with geraniums below. The women wait because of guilt. Wine in the kitchen begins in the glass and ends in anger at an unringing telephone. Curtains are never removed from the windows because a husband never told the wife where the revolver was, nor how to use it. No one ever told the woman that it's just as dangerous inside as it is out, that murder is not always shrouded in darkness, that sweet talking is just as effective as Virginia Slims remembers one of many societies where the women stood head and shoulders above the men. Princess Wash and Scrub, Little Running Water Fetcher, Keeper of the Teepee, Princess Breakfast, Lunch, and Dinner Preparer, Woman who Gathers Firewood, Princess Buffalo Robe Sewer, Little Woman who Weaves all day, Woman who Pluck Feathers for Chief's Headdress, Modern Woman who Wear Tight Skirt, which is hard to sit in, who paint nails and has hysteria when they chip, who wear high shoes which give her aching back and feet, who do all this to attract husband, who buy her car and boss her around so she have to pluck lint from his jacket and feathers for his headdress. Just now, a stubbly old bum stood behind me under a tree by the curb. I got up to walk away. He knew I snubbed his presence. He said, "That's okay. You don't have to go. I'm going." I knew it made him sad, but I just kept on walking, without looking at him, without a word. Where did I learn that? Man walking on the freeway between lanes in the mist near South Pasadena in California, and carrying all his belongings and barely visible. Oh, look! This poem is called Word. Saki und zwar Spublei Kerk, Sagran im Leo, Spontanklick, Kung, Iekrao, in Vislo, Lim, Schwili, Sildak, Laxa Day, Itchtick, Asco, and Thank you.
Well, that was quite a performance.
Oh.
I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
One thing I did want to ask is, what language was that word in?
Everything we can think of.
Oh, in fun.
In
yeah,
fun
from
language.
Funland.
Yes.
That's way up in the north.
Yeah, it's just it's improvisational. Just the idea, of going from the very beginning of the sequence, which is very rough. It's like someone in pain all the way through to like games, and having a good time.
How do you work out one of these poem dances?
Well, Marcy has the poem, and I say, oh, that one looks good. I think I could do something to that. And, then I work with the movement that seems appropriate.
And then do you rehearse it for quite a bit of time?
A lot.
Yeah. We do, actually, on the one, the Virginia Slims one, we played with like how we could interrelate a little bit more on that one. So that took a little bit of coordinated choreography. Although it's simple, it's fun.
I really like that one. Quite a strong statement.
Yeah. I loved it when I heard it. I went, that one. That's a great one.
I was worried that it might offend people because what I used to do is in poetry readings I'd hold up a Virginia Slims a picture. And it has the little Princess Wash and Scrub, and then you have this babe, and I thought, what is this, So I just spat this poem out, and working with a dancer, you don't know sometimes what they might think is good or for dance, So you just sort of have to go through ideas because a lot of times what you think might work, if they don't see a clear concept. We have this one piece, woman gazing from the window with geraniums,
yes.
And I have that murder is not always shrouded in darkness. And Bonita thought that it meant, for her it meant something else, like...
I just got the idea of a woman being like totally locked in, and it's like she was the effect of being inside something,
Well, that's a poem that can work on several levels.
Yeah, right. And
blue.
she had this sweet talking. Sweet talking is just as effective as murder. I said, and I took that as like, yeah, you can stay in your house for the rest of your life, right?
And the husband or the man would sweet talk you. But for me, it was like the woman trying to sweet talk her way out of danger. Being female, you walk down the street and some guy comes up to you with a knife. Hey, cool knife. I mean, how are you going to sweet talk your way out of that? So it's interesting how we interpret each other's work, And it was interesting to hear her say that, and I thought, wow, it never occurred to me.
Right.
Okay, well, unfortunately, we've come just about to the end of our show. I wish we could go on for hours and hours, because this has been really very, very different and very wonderful tonight. And I want to thank you both, Marcielle and Bonita, for appearing on Poetry Night Live.
Thank you.
We've enjoyed
much.
it
Yeah,
very much.
I'm sure the viewers will enjoy it too. And for you people out there in Viewerland, I hope you've enjoyed the show. I'm sure you have. And see you next Thursday night for Poetry Night Live. Good night.